It's not play when you're recording.
Oh, what? What's really going on?
I don't even know. I just know we are live on YouTube.
Okay, we're almost live on Facebook, and there we are. Good morning, Facebook, and good morning, everybody else. Dude, we have had so many people out there, whether it be YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, now Spotify, with the podcast and stuff like that, man. Congratulations. We have hit the big leagues, or we just actually pushed a couple more buttons.
We just pushed a couple more buttons.
We'll call it the big leagues. But and as you guys heard it or seen in the title, Happy Veterans Day. And then I asked Eric, I mean, is it really like a Happy Veterans Day? It's more it's more or less that you actually have not an actual happy day. It was more of a Memorial Day. And with that being said, I really
you totally just like stepped on my mojo here.
Oh my gosh, my bad. Why? How do you let me do that, Eric?
You're supposed to say, what day is it?
What day is it, Eric?
It's Veterans Day.
Dang, man. See, these are the things that bring us closer together, Eric. A constant reminder.
Right? Okay, so that was an easy one, right? I didn't even have to look that up. But, do you know how we got Veterans Day, what it used to be before it was Veterans Day?
No. Let's go ahead and hear a little bit of history.
All right, so it was Armistice Day. And basically, it was when they called the truce and signed off saying World War I was over. And that's how Veterans Day came to be, is they wanted to celebrate those World War I veterans. And then, of course, it rolled into World War II and all the other veterans we have. And here we are. Now it's celebrated. It was a celebration of a peaceful ending to a horrific time period. And now we celebrate all of our veterans on that day.
That is amazing. and he excuse me.
It's all that smoke, San Martin.
It is, man. I went outside and it was really, really smoky. So Annie sent us a little bit of the reason why, the things that you see are happening. And it was a great read. So I actually posted it on our page. You guys can go back and read it, but I'll read it to you right now.
Please.
Why Veterans Day is on the 11th, ? And does not change, ? I'm going to be keeping all these question marks because it actually is a really good question. World War I ended on the 11th month, on the 11th day, on the 11th hour. Today, I saw a man selling poppies stop a lady and asked if he could reposition her poppy. While doing so, he told that the lady she should wear the poppy on her right side. The red represents the blood of those who gave their lives. The black represents the mourning of those who didn't have their loved ones return home. And the green leaf represents the grass and the crops growing and the future of prosperity after the war destroyed so much. The leaf should be positioned at 11 o'clock to represent the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, the time that the World War I formally ended. He was worried that the younger generation wouldn't understand this and his generation wouldn't be around for much longer to teach them. So with that being said, make sure that everybody knows. I didn't even know most of that. I knew about the poppy seed or the poppy plant or flower. And I really actually didn't know all the extra stuff right there with the 11 o'clock, 11th hour. So that's why everybody's like 11. They're all.
Well, San Martin, I don't know if you were down there last year, but last year there were veterans looking for donations, handing out poppies. And so I'm guessing they're going to do that again this year at today's parade, which is still on. And it starts, the opening ceremonies are at 10:30 and the parade's actually at 11.
Yeah, and then we'll also host a watch party, so you guys can watch that in the comforts of your warm home, or you can go downtown and set up and be down there about 10:45, 10 a.m.
Well, 10 a.m. because otherwise you're not gonna make it in there.
Yeah, you're gonna have to walk from a distance, but that will also give you enough time to go get some coffee from your local coffee shop downtown and just get some breakfast. Go do something fun downtown on this amazing day of remembrance. So there's so much that goes in with the Veterans Day and Prescott. It has, from what I've heard, the largest veteran community in all the nation. And I don't know if that's a factual thing, but we hold a record for a few things, Eric.
We do. And is it because the the VA hospital here. It's the only other one in the state, right? Besides the one in Phoenix.
There's one in Phoenix and there's one in Tucson.
Was there in Tucson? Okay.
There's one in Tucson. I remember having to take my grandfather down there to Tucson because that was the only place that they could actually handle him with what he was actually going through at that moment, if I'm not mistaken. And my
Okay.
brother actually worked here at the VA in Prescott, so that's the reason why I know so much about it.
Well, before we get off the parade, real quick, there's a couple of groups that are doing it. So first, the first group in the parade is going to be military organizations. The next group is going to be this is motorized group. So I'm guessing that's going to not 100% sure, but I'm guessing car groups, car clubs, things like that. The next group is music. Then there's marching units, which I think includes like JROTC and things like that. There's hospital entries by veterans, which is done by the VA here, nonprofit organizations, and then the final entries are commercial businesses. And so obviously you can't just join it today. This was earlier, but to your point, San Martin, people come up for our Veterans Day parade from Phoenix.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how big it is.
they travel. I mean, it actually is a really big deal here in Prescott, Arizona. I mean, I've been to a few of them. Once again, they used to have them over at what do you call it? The VA, and we would go down there and they would. Oh shoot, hold on. One
Well,
of
and that makes sense is that it just got outgrown because the Veterans Day parades are huge.
Very huge, and once again, our veterans are very prominent here in the area. So, get out there and go talk with them. Some of them are cool. Some of them are a little bit mean, but
They all have stories, and they all have stories that we need to pass on.
yeah, they all have stories, and that's definitely one of the cool things about actually growing up here and also growing up in the VA with my father. My dad literally worked there for 20 years, man, 20 years plus, and yeah, we were there quite a bit, so we learned a lot. I know I learned a lot of like be respectful, be respectful to. Your elders first of all, but then also, be respectful for the veterans and obviously, ask a question. Sometimes they like to talk, and sometimes the stories are good enough to put in there and install in your head. My cousin, he's a veteran, and he had a couple stories that really hit home and kind of like it's good to be in America where we don't have to deal with some of the stuff that they had to deal with across the seas and dealing with the things that they had to deal with it kind of sounds crazy, but I feel like we need to remember some of the things that have happened in the past in order for us to move on for the future. Yes, that's how we work. Oh, look at this. We got comments. Yes, Chris and Larry, happy day from Chino. Thank you. Please, if you love this, share it, share the video. And then I see this in real time. So Prescott Time Media. Hi, Chris and Larry. Love it. But anyways, Eric, there's been so much stuff going on, and it's just like one thing after another, and we're getting prepared for the end of the year. And obviously the holiday season. I mean, what do you got planned for the holiday season? What is your guys' big, like, are you doing big Thanksgiving? Are you doing what's your goals for
Well, so
this?
San Martin, it's funny because we're always against have you heard this saying, let the turkey have its day? We're totally against the hollow Thanksmas New Year, where it all runs together. But this year, our tree's up. I think we're ready for some Christmas holiday joy this year. Just we need something.
Yeah, I think a lot of people follow suit, man. They as soon as it was done with the Halloween, they threw up that Christmas trees and voila. I seen you guys went out yesterday with Kara's trees. Did you
Yep.
see all or did you just get a couple in?
We got all of them in Prescott, and then we actually have to head out to PV here in a little bit and go knock them out. I mean, I was impressed, San Martin, like the elaborateness of some of these trees, and like people made the individual ornaments and the items on every single one of them for the most part. I mean, it was. I'm going to say I'm blown away, and it's so. Just so our viewers know, we had Cara on yesterday. You can go around and get stamped your cards and do a tour of it, which is a good thing to do. You get to visit these businesses, but you can win an iPad and a brand new iPad. So if all you got to do is go grab a card from one of these businesses and run around and get each one stamped and look at their trees, and you can come away with a brand new iPad.
Oh, see, that's amazing. That's awesome. Looks like you guys are already in the lead. If you
No,
win that,
unfortunately, I don't get to participate. So, but it was still it was worth seeing every single one of these, San Martin,
oh man, all right, that works. That works. Why don't you get to participate, Eric?
because we are helping judge the trees. So
Oh,
there's all kinds of awards that are coming out for them, and yeah, it's hard. It's hard to choose these things.
you like just make everybody happy and just
Make
choose.
everybody a winner because they're all amazing. Exactly.
There we go. That's the easiest way to go ahead and go about it. But people like a good competition. Obviously, we're seeing that in our nation right now. I mean, I don't know if it's a good competition, but anyways, a lot of people like to be competitive. So if
It
it's
is, and not everybody will win.
yeah,
So, and that's the key here. So, if you get a chance, San Martin, go check some of these out. They're pretty impressive. If you can only do one stop, there's 4 or 5 trees out at Finley Subaru, and so you can see a bunch of them in one place.
yeah, I saw all of them just recently because I have a lot of people on my personal Facebook page. So I was able to see all these trees start to come to light. It was pretty cool. And Finley Toyota was one of them.
Yeah, and Annie's asking, where's the dress tree? It's at Purple Clover at Bashford Courts. It's the only one in Bashford Courts.
The only one in Bashford Courts.
Mhm.
We need to go down there and see what kind of stores in there. I heard a lot of them were closing, and then obviously COVID probably did not help.
They
So.
they seem pretty full, but a lot of the stores weren't open when I went there yesterday. So it just could have been they're just not open this time of day. But Purple Clover was. In fact, it was incredible, San Martin, except for like 1 or 2 stores. Everybody that had a tree was open and everybody was excited to show it.
Nice. I mean, look, it's a good time. It's like something to look forward to. There's so many things that people need to look forward to. It's crazy. Eric, I'm starting to acknowledge that there's a lot of information that needs to be put out in the mornings. Like the direction of the morning show, we like to talk about the things that are happening and the things that are going to be happening in the future. Yesterday, I finally got to the point where it's just like, you know what, we need to go ahead and start focusing on our businesses. And so we created some events for the local businesses in the area, and it's something that we've all been lacking. A few other businesses in the past have done, business mixers over at certain venues and stuff, and it actually helps promote the business that we go and inhabit. And we would bring like 100 plus people, just because it was like a lot of businesses and a lot of customer customer relations with the companies that were involved. And so we are actually putting together one, the Prescott Times, and we also have beast mode removal. Is it beast mode removal?
Beast mode junk removal, I think.
There we go. Beast mode junk removal. And then the first one, and also Los Pinos. So Los Pinos beast mode junk removal, and the Prescott Times are going to go ahead and host a business mixer for businesses that are out there that need that interaction, because once again, the people you surround yourself is most likely who you're going to be. So there's the reason why I hang out with Eric. Eric always like pushing me to do more and actually be up on top of things. So this is a good thing for our community and also those new businesses that are coming out. I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this. I'm actually very excited. We got a phone call just recently for a new business that's coming into Prescott from a couple that have lived out in Las Vegas, and they found Prescott to be their new home. And so they opened up their door. They're going to be opening up their doors fully December 12th, which is in a month from today. And I they haven't even, I just love their idea. So I'm just going to tell you guys about it. It's a
Yeah, what kind of business is it? Give us an idea. Careful, but also I'm excited. I'm intrigued.
I know. Well, the reason why I'm kind of careful is because they want us to go ahead and promote for them, and actual do advertisement. I'm going to talk about anybody because I just love doing that for people in general. You don't have to pay me for that, but this is what it's all about. So just imagine, how hard it is to go ahead and wash your dog. And you know how hard it is to go ahead and find things that your dog is really into, or even if your dog has allergies. And yes, guess what? Dogs have allergies. So do animals in general. So this company is going to have all that in one spot. Now, just imagine taking old Fido down to the freaking local car wash, dog wash, and you get to wash your dog. in a place that has all the equipment, everything that you need in order for you to wash your dog in the spot, and also get the treats and information that you need for a dog that might have these allergies all in one spot. So it's going to be like a homeopathic spa treatment for dogs.
You know, they should move in next door to you guys. You drop your dog off, and you come over and get yourself taken care of.
You know, and back in the days when I had the car wash, man, that's actually really what I really wanted to do, was set up a freaking a dog wash right next door. As your dog, or as your car is getting washed, you know, we will have a dog wash for your dog. I mean, it was genius. But as soon as I saw her business layout, I was like, this is amazing. And so, guys, look forward to be out here shortly. If you guys want to know more about it, I'll go ahead and post their business information here on the webpage, and then you guys can see what's going on. I mean, and then there's another business that's opening up, Eric, and it's called The Den. We haven't been approached by them, but I've been seeing them actually promoting. I guess they got a Kickstarter going on right now that they're halfway through. They only got 4 more days left, so I'm kind of saddened by that because of obviously nobody wanting to support that. So we're going to talk about it. They don't know anything about it. I don't know them. They don't know me. But this den if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be a live venue for music, and also an indoor skate park for children. So this is a place for people to hang out. I'm assuming younger adults, and it just looks like a spot for kids to go ahead and just hang out. And it's called the Den. It's over there on 6th Street. So I assume that there's a lot of non-alcoholic events going on there, which
It sounds like, I mean, there's some stuff buzzing. That's good.
yeah, and then that's the cool thing about it, is that a lot of people are actually trying to go ahead and put these new things in, and we're going to do business spotlights just like we did yesterday for Eric's business, Simple Win, in Simple Win, right?
Nope, sip away, and you got it.
Okay, and just like that, these things are actually moving into Prescott. So you know, we will start adding all this in the morning show. So we like business spotlight.
There is all kinds of stuff, and a lot of activity in Prescott Valley too. New businesses popping up. In fact, in the forums, everybody's complaining that all Prescott Valley is getting all the cool new shops and all the cool new chains and things like that.
Yeah, the restaurants. Well, that's because Prescott's already built in. I mean, there's a lot of empty little doors around here, commercial, but you would have to transform the whole thing. Coco's Grill just opened up, and I had a chance to talk with one of the owners, and the owner, she was like, "I didn't expect this to be so like good." I was like, "Well, you're pretty much on Front Street, just FYI, and this place was a restaurant already."
Uh-huh.
So you kind of just jumped into a nice little location, and there you go. That place is exactly what you would think.
Nice,
A
nice.
good spot. She felt sad because when I got there, it was obviously past the hours that she decided to go ahead and put up, but it wasn't like formal online, because that's where a lot of people find their information. And I said, "Oh, it says 9 o'clock." And she goes, "Oh no, we close on 7 p.m." And I'm like, "Okay, well, you probably should change that." And as I was walking in, 3 more couples were walking in. And so I was like, "Oh gosh, this is like a bad thing." And she goes, "We ended up running out of food anyway." And I was like, "Wow, well, congratulations." But she was like, "I'm not ready though. I'm not ready." She's short on staff, et cetera, et cetera. You know, there's a
Those are
lot of
all good business problems.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, short on staff. And I feel good about, new businesses coming in, because people like that. I mean, we got a lot of new people in the area, and that it's just huge. Did you know that there's a building getting built out there in Prescott Valley, 89A and 89A and Viewpoint Drive? Okay, so Roberts Market is right there on the corner,
Uh-huh.
and across the highway, north side of the overpass, there's 2 buildings getting built out there, and one of them is going to be a big, huge food chain called A&W. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that yet, but whatever. You guys can go look at that. It's public information if you guys were wanting to know. But they're doing a strip mall over on the other side of Roberts Road, or sorry, Viewpoint and 89A. And in that is going to have a couple chains, food chains.
Okay. I'm
One's a
sure
food
that area's been begging for it. Any idea if it's going to be a grocery store? Because I know they really wanted one there.
I don't think so. I think Roberts Market is kind of like the grocery store for that location, unless they open up some spots out there for big commercials and somebody takes it. As everybody knows, they've been trying to get fries out there in Chino Valley, and I just don't know. They think that everybody just drives into Prescott anyway,
They
which they
do.
do.
They do.
If
Yeah.
they if
Well,
they
and so San Martin, we're talking about all these ways to spend money. How about making some money? Um, Ruger, Ruger, the firearm maker, that's always been well known here in Prescott. They're doing a job fair on Friday with at the Abide Armory from 9 to 5. It's all outdoor, and I think there's like a $1,500 hiring bonus. So, if you've ever wanted to work for there and work for them and work at Ruger, that might be an opportunity for you. So, just as a heads up, anybody out there looking.
yeah, there's opportunity. Once again, it's just a matter of finding it. And we've been posting a couple of job offers and stuff like that just recently. So life is happening. I feel like everything is moving forward. People are wanting to go ahead and just be productive. Uh, but once again, we're still dealing with the elections. Have you heard anything new from that? I mean, do we have a new president? is it
Until the electoral college gets together in December, San Martin, I can't imagine that there's going to be too much news on that front. So let's just keep living our life.
just live your lives? All right. Well, I'm all for that. There's so many cool things happening. We are getting ready to be hosting some Christmas parties, and also, like I said, we're going to be doing the business functions and trying to get people to come together. There was a report yesterday of a lot of COVID stuff going on. Eric, have you what's your update on COVID? I know we've been.
So actually, interesting. You can actually go to Google and type in COVID numbers. I think it is COVID-19, and it'll show you numbers in your area pretty right ahead. There's been 101 deaths in Yavapai County with 3,399 cases. We had a couple deaths last week that were a little surprised, but for the most part, I think we're doing better than most of the country, San Martin.
All right. Well, that's a great update. A lot of updates are coming in. And one of the big ones is also the COVID vaccine. That's a big subject that's going to be coming up.
And
Um,
and we've talked about it, and I'm watching a couple of friends of mine survey. They're asking who's going to get it right out of the gate, and so I'm curious to see the results there. And I mean, hopefully the right people get it, but it's an interesting topic of conversation for sure.
okay, so my brother, he's actually in the hospital. Very sorry to have him in there. He's having some complications, but they were talking with him about actually taking that vaccine. They don't
Mhm.
know if he's going to take it or not, and he doesn't know if he's going to accept it. But they already have it. It's already in the area, and I think that they're going to be using it. I
It's
heard
not
it.
approved yet. It'll be at least another week before it gets approved. But here's the interesting thing is it has to be stored and transported at negative 94 degrees. And there's not a whole lot of equipment out there for that right now. So logistics are going to be kind of complicated. And it's funny since we can't even get toilet paper in the stores, how they're going to, manage that. I mean, I think I told you guys last night, Fry's was out of toilet paper, they're out of paper towel, and they back to meat limits.
Yeah, I know. I went down there to. I guess I'm not really acknowledging as far as like what's there, what's not, because I'm only taking what I need, rather than stocking for the future. But I didn't really notice too much. I thought that the store was well stocked in my
It
thoughts,
wasn't like it felt like in March where the shelves were empty for sure. But I think it's because they're pre rationing everybody because of the panic already.
which something that we learned. Like, don't let that happen. We're just getting truckloads. But I don't know.
Speaking of truckloads, the food's still coming, right? To the
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday, guys. So at the mall, it's coming back. It's going to be at 10:30 or 11 a.m. at the mall, right there in between J.C. Penney's and the food court. And then on Sunday, we'll be at the Living Faith Christian Church out there in Pronghorn? No, Antelope. I don't know. Yeah, Antelope Road. I think it's Antelope. Um, or Coyote Springs. Sorry.
Coyote Springs. Okay, that makes sense. And then one thing we didn't talk about that we need to address is the market out at Los Pinos is done for the season, right? It's just too cold.
It's way colder over there in that valley. So, but they just moved on to the Prescott. A lot of the, I think a lot of them did move on to doing the other food markets around town. But
Okay.
we will try to keep them up to date and try to share the stuff that's happening with Shelly's Creations and all the other ones. But so many cool things are happening, and I'm glad that we're on the need to know list. You guys need to know what's happening in our area. There's some new restaurants coming up, Eric. I can't wait to try. I actually got what's that? Be Real? Is it Be Real? What is that little restaurant right there downtown next to Cupper's Coffee? Um,
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of their name though.
Be Simple. It's Be Simple, I think.
Could it be simple? Okay.
Yeah, Be Simple. It's a restaurant, and he has a secret menu that he's gonna try out. So I'm gonna invite you, Eric. Let's go do a live.
Oh, you've been talking about those secret menus now for like 8 months, and I am dying to see these secret menus.
Well, once again, Eric, we got things to do, and one of them was stay away from COVID. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that should be like there should be a secret page on the Prescott Times, which is the secret food menus in Prescott.
Yeah, and then we will hold it. We'll hold it ransom for $1 to get in there.
You know, you have to be top fan to do it.
Yeah, we got to get some top fans out there, guys. So, anyways, man, with that being said, I have so much to go ahead and do. There's so many stories that need to be put up there. You guys are going to be like in jaw dropping awe of all the things that you need to find out, but you have to go to the Prescott Times to find this. And if you're still with us at the end of it, I'm telling you this is that we have the top fan cards that we are giving out. I have a few that are getting mailed out. Eric, I need to drop them off to you because you seem to be headed and seeing some of the coolest things out there. And once again, one of the things that you guys need to see are those trees. And if you need to find out all the information or more information, be free to go to theprescotttimes.com. And thank you everybody for watching. I really appreciate it, Eric.
And hey, with all the chaos on social media, San Martin, you got to tell them how to follow us on YouTube.
Yes. How do you follow us on YouTube, Eric?
You like, follow, and hit that little bell thing.
Yeah, I got a video for you guys that's going to be coming out where it will say subscribe to our YouTube. Please subscribe, and I hope everybody likes those new little videos. I'm getting good at these.
Nice. All righty, sir.
Check out my hair, Eric. It's like wavy, bro. It's like.
I like it. I like it. All righty, sir. Let's wrap it up. It's that time of day.
All right, guys. Peace, love, and happiness. Let it not be war. And remember, love always wins. Thank you guys so much for joining.